there.
It's episode 682, Brain Candy Podcast. Susan here.
Can you believe it? 682 episodes. And every single week, I go, oh my God, I have so much to talk about.
Do you?
Yeah, there's always stuff. Like, think about all the movies. Like, I keep texting you, like, oh, I saw this movie. Oh, I saw this movie.
I know.
I'm going to go see Avatar again tonight.
What?
I know.
See, now you're just rubbing it in. What?
I know I am.
Why would you need to see it? It's 3 hours.
Yeah, but like, some people watch 3 hours of TV on their couch before they go to bed or something. I wanted to see it with my brother. Hasn't seen it, and I wanted to see it. I told him I'd see it with him.
Oh, okay. And you loved it enough to see it twice.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. I love how I'm mad about it.
Why? When I like something, I
it?
like seeing it again. What was the point of the movie?
Well, it was about climate change again?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's what my takeaway was. Connecting with nature. It was just visually so cool. Mm-hmm. It was like, you know what it is there's not a lot. Here's what it is. I get this. If I'm at home and I'm watching something, I'm going to be doing something while I'm doing that. I'm like, my mind is like, I need to be doing laundry. You know, we're like folding laundry while we're watching TV. I'm not really relaxing. Mm-hmm. There's something about being forced to be in a movie theater that, like, it's like forced relaxation because I can't leave. I can't do anything. And then the added element of like the 3D glasses. Oh, yeah. In Avatar. Mm-hmm, and I'm going in IMAX. So, yeah. So you're like in it. So it's like watching a live painting all around you, like being in virtual reality for 3 hours. And that to me feels like a nice, almost like a nap.
It's amazing that you haven't had COVID more times.
Well, there are only 2 tickets to like every seat was available in this theater.
Are you serious?
We will be the only ones in the theater as of last night, because who goes again at 6:00 on a Tuesday night to the movie theaters?
Yeah, right. Nobody with kids.
Not most people. Right.
That's amazing. That's an ideal viewing experience. No other humans.
Yeah, right? In an IMAX theater with 4D, just me and my bro.
Great. Me and my bro.
Me and my bro.
Well, good for you. I hope you love it. I hope it's relaxing and restorative.
Yeah.
That's what January's for, just like bullshit like that.
Yeah, exactly. Bullshit like that. It's cold out. It's fucking freezing. It's 20 degrees out here.
Yeah, that's...
What are we going to do? And it's like one of those blah days where it's like, you know, usually in Colorado it's like sunny. You're like, oh, I'll go for an outdoor hike even when it's snowing because it's fun. No, not when it's like cloudy.
Gray. Did you ever think about getting into snowshoeing?
Yes, we have snowshoes.
Yeah, have you tried it?
Yeah.
What do you think? Not too good?
No, I love it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we just went in a snowshoeing path, but the snow was packed enough to where we didn't need snowshoes. Eli fell through a bunch, but
he fell through?
Well, you know, just like into the snow. Like you use snowshoes so you can walk on snow.
Yeah,
without like when the snow is real deep. But we were in a place where
cross country skiing. You like that?
I've never tried that, but I want to. In my mind, that I think I'm going to be into it.
I don't know what the allure is. What do people like about it?
That you kind of get a hike and skiing in one.
Oh, okay. Because
you get to go downhill some parts.
Oh, okay.
Just like a little wee, but not like super steep. I'm into that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I thought people liked skiing because of the like excitement and the So I can't.
It's like outdoorsy. Feels like skiing, but like a workout.
Ugh, that sounds awful.
But skiing is a workout. All
Somebody
outdoorsy.
wrote to us and was laughing about how you casually mentioned that you attempted to pitch, which I guess is switching the way that you snowboard to reverse it or something. Is that the word for it?
Yeah, ride switch. Yeah.
Switch, not pitch.
Yeah.
Switch, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, switch. And how like you were like just giving it a whirl and she was like, that's even hard for professionals.
No, it's not.
Oh.
It's like, no, I mean, it probably, like, it's just like riding on your opposite side. Like, yeah, it's a hard thing to do, but I think it's like,
Well,
you
just
should.
how you're so optimistic and you just think like, I can do that.
Yeah, I mean,
That's nice. I like that about you. You don't see things as like too hard.
Yeah. Right.
That's a nice trait, Sarah.
I try, except this new season of the challenge. When I saw the other people on All Stars who were going, I was like, I would have gotten my ass handed to me.
That's why I was like, we have to talk about this on 15 Minutes of Blame, because that I usually tease you for being overly confident about like what you'd be able to do. But I think that's more, my analysis is that's more like tasks. Like you think, I could do that. But when you think about competing with a certain person, then you get maybe intimidated or something.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, they're going to beat me.
And like, that cracked me up. Yeah, we'll talk about that on 15 Minutes Blame. If you would like to listen to that, we put all our challenge stuff on patreon.com/braincandy. And usually it's just me venting. I have anger issues. I know this.
No, it's processing. It's therapy.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. Hey, want to read a review? It's the time of the show where we stop and read a review. Could be good, could be bad. It could be the best one that we've ever had.
Oh, I love when we do that.
You're going to love this one.
Let's read a review.
Okay, this is a 5-star. Thank you to Not Ira.
Somebody besides Ira.
It is not.
It is not Ira.
Okay. The title is Love This Show with an exclamation point. So we're off to a great start.
Love it already.
Love me a fact. And this show is full of them. I do a ton of driving and I feel like I learn something new everything I get out of the car listening to these two. Keep up the great work, ladies. Also, Sarah is a total babe.
I like it.
Not Ira. Are you available?
Hello.
I mean,
I'm just going to look through the phone book for everybody but Ira. Start making some calls.
What a compliment. Total babe.
Total babe. Thank you.
God.
I'm blushing.
That is high praise from Not Ira.
If they're into flannel and pants that may or may not have some stains on them.
Either this person loves that or they look beyond that.
Yeah. I hope everybody looks beyond that.
Thank you for that review. That was awesome. Yes. And thank you to everyone who's left us a 5-star review. That is a real compliment, and I appreciate it. We ain't ever slowing down. We're never quitting this game. So no.
You keep leaving those reviews. We'll keep giving you guys podcasts.
Yes, thank you. Okay.
And facts.
And things that sound like facts, but probably aren't.
They are. Like lobsters pee out their face. I teach you exciting things. I'm telling you, at trivia, these come in handy. Yeah,
that is cool. And somebody had an idea. I wish I could give credit to this person, but I can't remember who it was. And I think this is not a bad idea. You know how we have book club and documentary club? This person wants us to do trivia, kind of like trivia club or something. Great. And then we meet on Zoom once a month and like we tell each other trivia or maybe have like competitions. We break up into teams.
This is great.
That is really good idea.
It is super fun.
Mm-hmm. So maybe that's up next.
Because I feel like then we will have captured all of our audience. You are either into documentaries, watching them, talking about them, or listening to other people talk about them. Yeah. Books.
Right.
Reading, listening to other people talk about them or talking about them. Or fun facts.
Right.
I don't see any other category of human.
if there is, they wouldn't like this show to begin with.
Kidding. Right, exactly. That's listening. None of our listeners. Tell me if you don't fall into one of those categories.
Yeah, right. You gotta
where you're like,
something.
ugh, I hate all three. I hate documentaries. I hate books, and I hate facts.
And they just love us.
But you happen to love this podcast.
Makes no sense.
No sense. So I'm just saying that would then provide something for everyone. And we like to do that here on the Brain Candy Podcast.
We should think about that. We'll kick that around. Okay, what's been on my mind lately, maybe this is boring, I don't know. I watched the Madoff documentary series on Netflix, but I've been really fascinated by that trial, the Bernie Madoff scandal for a long time, and I would recommend the docuseries if you're into that, but I think it's 4 episodes, it's kind of long, but I love it because I just can't believe that this happened. If you're not familiar, I'm sure you know the name, but Bernie Madoff was...
that last name, Madoff, as in made off with everybody's money?
And boy, did he. I mean, he lives up to our theory for sure.
Come on. Just saying.
He was an investor in New York. He had an office on the 19th floor that was legitimate, and his sons ran that business. But then 2 floors down, he had another office, and that was like the Ponzi scheme that he was running. And his sons were not allowed down there. They didn't know what went on down there. They tried to get him to tell. He never did. And I know a lot of people have often wondered, did the wife and the sons know what was going on? They did not know. And believe me,
did he have employees?
Yeah.
For that company?
He did. But those employees were intentionally hired because they were like unsophisticated, like working class kind of people who didn't know anything. And they just did like kind of like basic stuff on the computer. Yeah, data entry. And they didn't know enough to know even what was happening was a crime or whatever. They were just sort of, unfortunately, scapegoats. But his family did not know, and this is a $65 billion Ponzi scheme. So if there was any indication...
Billion with a B?
Billion with a B.
Oh.
Guess how much of that money, $65 billion, was invested over 40 years?
Oh, my God.
$0.
Oh, no!
0. He did not invest 1 red cent of that money.
Oh, Susie.
And one of his victims was Elie Wiesel, which is probably the most well-known Holocaust survivor in the world. And that is part of what makes the show shocking, is that...
Oh, my God.
Like, the victims were not all, like, sort of the fancy billionaires who didn't even notice that there was a problem. This was, like, people that were regular people, too.
Yeah. Yeah. That it mattered to steal money from. I mean...
Absolutely. And Bernie was Jewish, and a lot of his victims were Jewish because they had this sense of like, we don't screw our own, like, like we trust Bernie. Everyone he knew and loved was invested in him, and he didn't invest $1. He just,
how do you do that? Like, because it's one of those things where you don't just overnight make the decision to screw everybody over. It feels like it's one of those things where it's like decisions over time. What do you think?
From the very beginning, he had the legitimate company.
Yeah.
And then he had this separate thing where I don't think he ever intended on investing. And he used it as his personal piggy bank. And then the way that a Ponzi scheme works is that, like, you give money back to people. Like, they make profit, and then they tell their friends you need to invest. Like, they don't actually make profit, but you make them think, here's some money here's your profits. And it's just money you get from somebody else. And you're just paying Peter with Paul's money kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he just kept getting more and more investors. And then that money would go to the first people. And then the first people would tell their friends, oh my gosh, this guy never loses. It's amazing. In 40 years, he never had losses. Well, that's because if you don't invest, you don't lose. But,
oh my God.
But what really is fascinating to me about it is that this is a nonviolent sociopath. That is what he is. He wasn't violent, but he has absolutely no conscience. He felt nothing. And the tragedy of it all, besides the victims, is that one of his sons died by suicide afterwards. The other son died by cancer because he was cured, but then it came back from the stress and the trauma of what happened, of course.
Oh, my God.
And then his wife, she's left with none of them now. They're all gone, and they have no money. And she's just in this world with nothing.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that sounds like a pretty violent sociopath, like violent in
Yeah, there's a violence there,
like,
but it's not.
like secondary, like, what do they call it? Like second degree, you know?
Yeah, it's certainly traumatic.
Yeah.
And,
oh, God, that's so sad.
Yeah, his sons were the ones that turned him in because once they found out, if they didn't turn him in, they would have been screwed anyway. It's fascinating. I don't know what
did he even do with all that money? What do you do with that?
Well, I mean, they lived an incredible life for all those years. And it was just like bottomless pit. And everyone's like, how did the wife not know? Well, I mean, she thought he was just really good at investing. When he said he was running a Ponzi scheme, she said, what's a Ponzi scheme?
Yeah.
And she's like, she reminds me of what your impression of Eli's mom is, because the voice and all that. Because she's just like,
yeah,
I don't know. What's a Ponzi scheme? I can just picture it.
Yeah.
It's so sad, Sarah. I just can't believe you could do that. Even when the son died by suicide, he didn't really care. He thought he was the victim. Like when people would write to him in prison.
Oh, he's a total sociopath.
Yeah. He'd be like, you don't understand what I've been through.
Yeah. And if I were the wife and, you know, you get to that certain level of wealth and you can't tell the difference between, you know, like if you were somebody who, I don't know, was in finance making a shit ton of money, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference between $23 million in the bank and $1 billion in the bank and what our lifestyle would look like. Mm-hmm. I couldn't be like,
Sarah,
oh, wow, we really have,
an extra
it sounds
Target.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Because you know how like you're frugal no matter how much you have or don't have.
100%. And when I was married, like you could have pulled that, 100% could have pulled that over and I would have had no idea. If I I didn't know until I was divorced how much we were making a month.
I think that it's hard for people to believe because $65 billion is an inconceivable amount of money to have had people entrust to you. And then for you to, I mean, it took a lot of work to pull off because he would have to send them statements. So he would look at like today's newspaper and then he would make a pretend investment like for 2 days ago. And say, oh, yeah, I bought this stock and then look, it got all this money. But, like, it's easy to make good bets when you're working in the past.
Right.
And the future.
Yeah.
It was
and how did it, okay, so they found out. But could it have kept going? Could it have just...
No, they didn't find out. They found out because he told them because of the 2008 crash. Because everyone wanted their money back. You know, they wanted to take their money out.
Oh, so then they take their money out and then there's nothing to support. Okay.
Well, yeah, that's like in 2008, everyone was like wanting to withdraw because the market crashed and he didn't have the money. And so he said to his sons, just so you know, this is what's happening. And then they had to decide and they called the FBI.
Oh my God. That's insane.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know. That's on Netflix. It's fascinating if you're into that sort of thing. I can't get it off of my mind. Then my sister Gretchen will be very happy. I'm going to talk about this, which is the Chippendales documentary.
Wait, the
not the show, the documentary.
Not Alvin and the Chipmunks. Not Simon Theodore, right?
No, the exotic dancers.
The exotic dancers.
And boy, do they have some great hair. And I bet they all use Nutrafol. Am I right?
Oh, I started using it.
Thank God. I've been
know.
telling Sarah, because, I've had the crisis. Mm-hmm. And this is Sarah's a gal who has a very thick mane, and she probably thought, I'm good.
Right.
But as we discussed, Sarah has had some problems lately.
Got a little breakage, got a little, just this dry weather. It just, isn't the same. And then I think my diet changed, and maybe even medication that I'm on, maybe, I don't know. It just
That's
stress.
the thing.
The old stress. It
Yeah.
just feels like, and I just need to be doing something to just maintain this mane.
Yeah. Ooh. Maintain the mane, baby.
Yeah.
Maintain it.
Damn.
Because there are so many things that can contribute to hair thinning or shedding or loss, breakage, whatever. And so in my case, it was negligence by a woman who I hate, who's my nemesis. But, most people, whether it's hormones or stress or whatever, know what it's like to feel like, wait, why is my hair looking like this? And Nutrafol is coming to the rescue because this is stuff that is going to make up for some of that nonsense. You want to get that healthier, thicker, stronger, faster growing hair. Well, you're in luck. Nutrafol. I swear by it. People slide into my DMs all the time and want to know if I'm bluffing. I am not, because I would not lie.
Yeah, it's going to make, every little bit helps.
You can grow thicker, healthier
Come
hair.
on, hair.
And support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering our code BRAINCANDY to save $15 off your first month subscription. This is their best offer anywhere, and it's only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. Plus free shipping on every order. Get $15 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code BRAINCANDY. I love it. I find it very effective. I keep talking to Sarah about it. I'm at that point where I might have to chop it because all this down here
is going to look so cute like that.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know yet. I'm going to talk to my stylist because all that bottom stuff is damaged from before, and now I'm trying to get it healthy, so sometimes you got to chop it to make it better.
Yeah, the big chop.
They call it that?
Yeah.
They do now.
Yeah.
The big chop.
Like a curly girl thing.
Yeah, sometimes that's got to happen even though it sucks.
You know what I'm thinking? Nutrafol would be a great gift for somebody who just had a baby because,
Truly.
I like a baby shower or even a baby shower. How everybody's giving gifts to the freaking baby.
Yeah.
Mom gets nothing. She's doing all the work.
Yeah.
Give mom some Nutrafol.
Give mom. For real. Because after you have a baby, sometimes all that stuff that, how everyone's like, oh, my hair is so thick during pregnancy. And then everything falls out. It's terrible. Right. Okay. The Chippendales documentary, not to be confused with the Curse of Chippendales series, which I think is on Amazon. The documentary is on Discovery Plus. There's a
curse?
Yes. There's a Curse of Chippendales.
This is great. I feel like I'm right at that age now where Chippendales is exciting.
Tell me about that. Tell me what you're thinking.
I know this because I went... I remember I think it was with my friend Sarah. Shout out to Sarah. She's the freaking best.
Yeah.
She took me we went to see Magic Mike 2. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to be in. First, I was like, I'm not going to be into this. This is Susie.
Yeah. You loved it.
Loved it.
Total hornball.
I was like, I totally get it. I get the old ladies screaming in the chairs.
And it's
and
sexual
I did it,
desire?
and then or it's
what?
Yeah, but also that
you're in the driver's seat, they're meat and you're the boss.
Kind of, but then in a way it's unattainable. That in real life that ain't never going to happen. Not only because in whichever direction, I wouldn't want that. It just feels like in the way that I imagine renting a Ferrari is fun.
Okay.
I want to ride around in it for one night, but I don't want it to be my daily driver.
Stop.
This makes sense.
So you're saying...
Or a monster truck.
Mm-hmm.
Or something else that would be fun.
Is it comical?
Kind of, but not. No. It's like, I might have to rewatch it and tell you. It's like, it gets me excited, but like I don't think it's going to, in the same way that like a joke that you don't know is going to be funny. Like the expectations are so low, and then I'm like, oh my God, this is kind of turning me on. Why is this happening? And then once it starts, it's like, all systems go. Let's do this, baby. Take off your shirt, Channing Tatum. What did Jimmy Fallon say or whatever? Chanting all over my Tatum.
Okay. Here's something I'm going to say, and I'm probably going to regret because you're probably not going to know what I mean. But
okay. Oh, here we go.
During the documentary, they showed a lot of footage, from these performances, which is part of why I watched it, because Gretchen was like, here's what's great about it. It's great. It's great because like the story's really interesting, and because there seems like there is this curse and all these dramatic things happen and everything. But then it's also Chippendales. So like it's totally entertaining because you just can't believe what you're watching. So they have a lot of footage from the original performances. They're wearing the collars with the bow tie and then the cuffs, but no shirt. And then
so practical. The practicality.
That's all fine. I get what they're trying to do. And then either underpants or whatever. And then the thing that really got to me was like, how when you see a woman stripper, typically they might have a thong or something and no shirt or no bra. And then, like those sexy heels, like the 6-inch crazy heels and all that.
Oh, okay.
Well, they don't have any shoes on, like, obviously, because that would be really weird if they had, like, penny loafers on or something. But, like, they're just, like, flapping around the floor with those men feet, and it, like, that is what got me.
The feet are what you're looking at?
Well,
when they got their...
They were distracting me.
Members all out?
There were no members.
I mean, they're not out, but they're out.
Yeah, it was distracting. Like,
Susie, one would argue you're looking at the wrong thing.
I told you I was going to regret saying it, but I'm telling you, it was distracting. It was like those giant male flipper feet, and then the thong, weird underpants, and then like the buns and everything.
Yeah, I will say I can do without the thong.
Yeah, give me some boxer briefs.
I don't need. I want them. Yeah, I want them to be fitted. I want to see the outline.
Yeah, like if they had no cuffs, I would really.
Yeah,
but with
and just like wear
briefs.
baseball pants.
Ugh. For real, like they're doing too much.
Football pants, do that. White.
And so
tight,
that's what I was confused about.
Just
I thought,
right.
Do
baseball pants.
Don't you think most women would prefer like boxer briefs or like even I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking flash dance with some white boxer briefs.
Wait, flash dance? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a little chair, water from the ceiling.
Yeah, like I just didn't. Yes. I don't think they were doing it right.
Well, okay, I'd like to know who's producing the Chippendales. I know, that was going to be my guess. I was like, this is guys' idea of what women think hot guys are, not women actual. Like, please, are you kidding me? They could have an entire show of just men doing yard work or folding the laundry.
Truly.
Or like caring for children in boxer briefs.
Oh my gosh.
And I could probably get off to that.
Absolutely. Like this
sold out show, ladies and gentlemen.
I think gay men might like what was going on here. Like kind of like that magazine Playgirl.
Yeah.
Where it's really just for gay guys.
For ladies. Right.
But I thought, are these women, they seemed genuinely into it though, not funny like a ha-ha. Because there'd be like an interview.
The women?
Yeah.
Or the men?
The women. Because
it's not funny ha-ha. It's like, ooh.
That's what I'm not seeing. I wanted it to be.
I think there's an energy of being there.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Well,
in
they
the same way
them.
You can't. What?
They were kissing even.
Yeah, and then they do that thing where they flip upside down, and then they're doing the handstand.
How do you know that?
Oh yeah, I know that move. That's the big finish. That's the finishing move. Crotch in your face. What is?
There was like a reverse crab walk, like where it was like back bend crab walk. I was like, holy hell, that guy is limber.
Yeah, and any situation where like the woman then gets flipped over and like her face is in the stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I consent.
I consent. Sarah enthusiastically consents.
I enthusiastically consent to that.
Okay. Great. It was so funny though, because like when they would have like an interview with a lady who had been to the show, it would be like her name and then Chippendales regular.
Look, Suze, I'm telling you, like the way I know I'm going to go see Avatar twice tonight, or for the second time tonight, but Magic Mike 3 is coming out, I think, and I might see that a few times in the theaters too.
So you're telling me that is a good movie?
I'm telling you that when I went to see Magic Mike with girlfriends, specifically girlfriends. You say it like that, it sounds ridiculous. I was engaged and enthusiastic about what I was like. Oh my gosh, I'm more into this than I thought I was going to be, which then made it more fun.
Yeah.
And it could be the people I went with. It could be, who knows. But I think I remember leaving and having that thought, am I at the age where I never got, but I think I get this. Like, I get it. And this was a while ago. That was like a minute ago when that movie came out.
Right. Well, I did enjoy, like, in the documentary, seeing, like, all the wheelchairs coming in. Like, 90-year-olds.
They're like old ladies.
And what do you think? Well, I do think there was an element, because they didn't let men in, and they got fined all the time for it, because you're not allowed to, like, not let men into public businesses.
Right. Yeah, but get the fuck out of here.
I did understand that part, that because there were no men in the crowd allowed, that women were free and didn't have to worry about
I love it.
Some bozo thinking like, oh, she's horny, I'm going to hit on her and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
They just got to be in the driver's seat in that way. And there's something like, okay, you said it a few episodes and something we did. You said there was this young man and he was so adorable, this young guy, and he was so cute or something like that. And you were like talking about some guy who was like probably in his 20s. And I said, that's like the mark of like when you've crossed over into like,
Cougs.
You're like you're an old woman now.
Yeah,
when you're like
it.
A cougar. Yes. When you're like, oh, look at that young man over there. He is so cute. You like refer to some younger guy. You don't look at them and go, oh my God, he's so fucking hot. You go, oh my God, look at that cutie. Like it infantilized them in a way. So there's something about like these men who are like, it's not realistic that you would ever be with them, but then it's like fun to objectify them. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a power differential that shifts.
I'm into it.
You can feel the way that men feel all the time.
But it's not like I want to have sex with any of them.
What do you want to do to them?
Just watch them. And hoot and holler for them.
Yeah, objectify them.
Yeah, and then get me excited and then go home and make out with whoever I'm with at the time.
Yeah, all right.
Which I think is like the point of strip clubs.
Yeah. And like I said, strippers always take off their bras, but one bra that you would want to put on is Honey Love.
Yeah, Suze, this is such a comfortable bra. And I have a very, very, very difficult chest size to fit.
Oh, you've always said that.
It's really hard. And something I never think standard sizes, like small, medium, large. Yeah, right. I'm wide chested, but I've got teeny tiny boobs and like nothing's going to fit. It's like magic. It hugs me in all the way. I think it must be this amazing material.
Yeah, Honey Love's real special because the material is amazing, but then their product line is so expansive too because they have. I was really impressed with the leggings. I'm not a legging gal.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, what is this? Like, I don't want to just become one of those people that just wears comfy pants.
Right.
But then you put them on and you're like, well, it looks like I'm one of those people.
I know.
Because the material is so great. There's no like where you bend over and there's sheerness.
No, yes, it's going to be, you're like
sturdy.
Not see-through. Yeah.
There's some sort of thing called a gusset. You know, that's the part of your underpants.
That's in your crotch so you don't have camel toe.
Yeah, you don't even have to wear underpants. Just put those leggings on. Call it a day. Yes. They have shapewear, all different styles and stuff so that, you know, you're smooth and looking amazing and feeling supported. Yes. I was very impressed because, as you know, we don't partner with someone unless we try the product and then we love it. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a whirl. And I was like, what the heck? Why didn't anyone tell me about this? You can get active and feel supported and everything stays where it's supposed to.
Yeah.
The crossover bra is extremely comfortable. I don't like bras to begin with. And so I'm always very skeptical. This was very, very comfortable. It's my new go-to. You can treat yourself to the best shapewear on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com with code BRAINCANDY. Use code BRAINCANDY at honeylove.com. Cinched, snatched, and lifted. It's hot girl season. Thanks to Honeylove.
Freaking every season. Yeah.
And there's no like bra bulge. You know that weirdness?
That's what I usually get because it pinches and it's so nice.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
It was wide enough to like fit all of me in there, but then there was no like gaping. I hate that.
Right. There's either the gape or the bulge.
I had none.
Yeah. You'll love it.
Eli said looked sexy.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, my own little Chippendales reverse show.
I was going to say, make him put on a show for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so then on top of all this, with the Cougars and stuff, is like total crazy drama, murder for hire, and all sorts of shenanigans. It was so intense. Who knew?
Do you think it was the Chippendale atmosphere, or do you think it is the lifestyle around the people who were dancing?
No, it's not the dancing. It's the reason it existed was because it was so profitable. So what you're finding is greed. Yeah.
Got it.
You're finding people that are wanting to profit off of this incredible success that nobody saw coming. And
so the drama isn't between like the Chippendales like
not
dancers.
Mostly, no. It's like the money men.
It's the corporate.
Yeah, the guys that are like, hey, women seem to really be into this.
Oh, and still they're exploiting women.
I know.
Through just using men to do it.
Yep. But I thought it was interesting how they were saying how strippers that are women, they just have to look a certain way. Nobody gives a shit if they have a good personality or whatever. But with the male Chippendales, they had to have a personality that made women feel safe and comforted and all of that too. And so even in exotic dancing, women require a good personality. Which is hilarious.
Yeah, this makes sense because the thing that drives us to seek out a partner is different, like biologically. Yeah. Is security, safety, protection, and also and depending on which time of the month you catch us in, our attractiveness, like who we're attracted to. Did I talk about this on the last show or did I talk about this at the dinner table with Eli's family?
Definitely not with me.
I've heard it referred to as the Brad Pitt John Cusack or George Clooney John Cusack phenomenon, where every 6 months it used to go through, like every few months it would be like, our leading man is Brad Pitt, who's like buff and going to save the world. It's like action guy, or like George Clooney, action guy. And then after that, we're like, oh no, we want the sensitive type who's going to like listen to us and like make us a playlist and like talk to us about our feelings and like show up at our front porch with like a stereo up in the air and thing like that. And then afterwards we're like, oh no, I don't want him. I want the muscly guy. That based on where we are in our cycle, we are attracted to different things.
I know that you would probably say now that your type is the short king, but in general,
Yeah.
What would you say, like, historically has been your type physically? I know that we've had
physically,
theories.
I think that height doesn't matter as much as build. I need somebody who's like
thicker,
kind of like,
like not. I don't mean heavy, but I mean you like some bulk.
Yeah.
You don't like a skinny
someone who could
guy.
probably beat me in an arm wrestling contest.
Yeah. Okay. Not height. You don't care about that. What about hair color?
It's usually been. I just don't like blondes.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Not into that scene. Okay.
And that's good for us. We're not into people who are genetically close to us.
Yeah. Statistically, though, they say that boys who grow up with blonde moms tend to like blonde women. I don't know why.
I think it's like boys who whatever color your hair was when your tit was in his mouth.
Oh, wow.
And maybe he's just seeking that.
So gross.
I'm sorry, but that it isn't that what...
That's what the old Freud would say, right?
It's like, I feel like that... What else we,
Okay, moving on. I don't want to talk
Movies.
about it. It's so gross.
I feel, this is like an aside, but I feel like mine are getting bigger.
Really?
Like, way bigger. And not just like, oh, I gained some weight, boobs are getting bigger. Like, can your boobs get bigger when you get older?
I really don't think so.
Does that not happen? Can
I mean, mine
going
did,
through
but
like
that was under unusual circumstances.
Well, yeah, and also I get it when you like have a baby, but I don't know. They just feel bigger. They look bigger. I'm
okay.
Like, whoa.
Hey, what do I know? Maybe they can.
I know, and I feel like Eli just like says whatever every junior high boy would say. Well, if I play with them, I hear they get bigger.
Oh, so. So stupid.
Yeah, so it's probably because that.
Well, and this is also an aside. I was so wound up. I follow on Instagram the National Gallery, and I love watching their videos that teach you about art and like.
Wow, our asides are different. Okay, continue. Go on.
Well, they're actually similar in the end.
More about the National Gallery, Suze.
Okay, well, so anyway, these videos where they tell you what the painting means. And I was watching this one. I was so into it, and it was so insightful. And then I realized they censored all the boobs and genitals on a painting.
No, I hate this.
Like a super old, not real.
No, this is not okay. What the hell age are we entering into when you can't see? I'm sorry.
Do you think they had to do that, or they do that to be sensitive or something?
Or wait. Where did you see this?
On Instagram, National Gallery.
That's why. Because Instagram will take it down.
For a painting?
Yes. Yes, they will. I had a video up. I made a collage of my weekend in Miami at like 2 Music. And Instagram was like, here, use this fun, audio. They took it down. They flagged it because in the clip, I had a painting of an abstract painting of it. I'll send you the thing. I'll send it to you.
Outraged.
Abstract painting of a woman.
That is really
topless.
Really disturbing.
Abstract, like Picasso style. Like you wouldn't even be able to tell. Susie, when I send this to you, you're going to be like, "That's it." I'll show you the exact.
And they
video
told you that was the reason they took it down
because there was inappropriate content in the video.
I cannot. It's bad enough that they do this with actual human boobs.
Oh, let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, here we go.
But to do it with
they wouldn't, and the views on it, like they won't. They'll take the views off. This one, most of my videos will get, 100,000 views. This one has like 400, not 1,000.
Right. They basically said, we're going to pretend like this didn't happen.
Yeah.
I am very disturbed. How can they actually think that that is a great policy? Abstract art?
Well, I think what happened is one of those things where they've set the algorithm to flag anything that looks like this, and there isn't that human eye that's able to discern between art and, what tits, which actually, who gives a fuck?
Well, truly, I don't care what kind of tits there. They
Right.
like, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't get your picture, but I will react when I do.
Oh,
And-
I think I sent it to you on Instagram.
Oh,
So you'll see it on there. Yeah.
okay.
That's why.
That is so
But it's like,
disturbing.
and it's like a 2-second clip.
That is awful.
It's like 2 seconds. You see it. And then that's it. Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. So on on YouTube, there's this popular genre of videos called scam baiting, which is essentially like when people call you, scamming you, that you like keep them on the line a long time and like torture them like by
record them, put it on an episode of the podcast, or you talk to them, pretend like when they're trying. Something like that, Suze.
Yeah, like anytime where you get a scam call and you know it is, so then you keep them on and sort of make them think that you're going to fall for the scam, and it's just to, I don't know, reciprocate the torture. And these videos are real popular because everyone's mad about scam calls, and it is offensive, and so it's fun to sort of get back at them.
I'm referring to the time when you did it, and it's one of my favorite moments ever.
Yes, I am well aware.
Okay, good. I'm just
of what
making
you're
sure.
referring to. Yes, I got a phone call from a guy who called me grandma and was clearly trying to, make me think this was my grandson and that he needed bailed out of prison, of jail. Mm-hmm. But he called on just like a cell phone. Okay. So then people, anytime something's successful on YouTube or otherwise, then you try to think of ways that you can make it even crazier. And so people are going further with it, and they're finding where these companies exist. One YouTuber even flew to India to find the building where the scammers are calling from and snuck in and like somehow got surveillance videos cameras put up in the building, and they'll release like cockroaches or mice or glitter to like make their lives hell, kind of.
Yeah.
And I just wondered if you support that kind of tit for tat, or if you think two wrongs don't make a right kind of thing.
I think that, again, it's like the same as we've talked about this of people who intervene when people are fighting on the challenge and on reality television, and how it's taking away from maybe what you're on the surface trying to do when you are profiting from it, or when you're, like you're doing it for YouTube likes, and because everybody's doing what they're doing for money, and to like, what's the difference between the scammer and like?
The difference is that in one case, the innocent are the victim, and in the other case, the guilty are the victim.
Well, yes, no, I understand that, but I think that doing it for, it doesn't really stop anything. Like it's not really changing the system, or like messing it up like you think it is. Like, I think, I don't know.
Yeah.
What's the?
You don't
it just
mind
feels
it.
like energy.
So you don't feel like it's
but
morally wrong or anything. You're just sort of like, what's the point?
No, I don't feel like it's morally wrong to like go in and. But what I do think is that the people, in a way, the people who are working at those call centers are, they're not the ones who are profiting from this. They're not the ones who are like, right? They're probably just getting an hourly paycheck too.
I don't know. I saw on,
I feel like you got to like cut the head off a snake. Who's the one making the money?
I think it was on 60 Minutes, but I could be wrong, but that's my memory. They actually interviewed people that do the scamming, and this one guy that they spoke to justified it by saying, like, even the if it's an old lady who spends like her last $10,000 on this scam, has way more than any of the people on the phone. And he justified it by saying, like, we have nothing. Like, we're not getting a yacht with this stuff. Like,
right.
And so they just don't feel sorry for their victims because of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get it. That's it but like,
that's fucked
up.
So
say they scam this lady out of her $10,000.
Yeah. I don't know what they get personally.
Yeah. That's it. It's like, I feel like we're again, like getting mad at the wrong people. Like the people who are, it's like the rich keep getting richer. Shit.
What if we can be mad at both though? You can do degrees of mad.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for it. I'm like, yeah, like the con artist. I'm super into that.
My mom got scammed recently. She bought $500 worth of CBD gummies that she thought were like Glenn Beck's company. We had to like cancel her credit card just to make it stop.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. Like those fuckers. I want them to go down.
Yeah. So you're saying what? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I saw that documentary.
What?
That you talked about a couple weeks ago.
This Place Rules.
This
on
Place
HBO.
Rules. Whoa.
Tell me what you thought.
You did not prepare me for fucking
There was
Joker
no
Man.
way. Like I didn't know how to describe what I was seeing.
You're right. Ooh.
What was your takeaway, though? Do you think it's that everyone's not okay, or did you think it was more about like right wing stuff?
I think that the fear. It's like what we talked about before. It's like fear and being uninformed is a really dangerous combination.
Well, yeah, and it's hard for
things
people
existing in a vacuum.
Like what? What do you mean?
Like. Or an echo chamber, excuse me. An echo chamber that I was just thinking dark black hole. And it just feels like that's that is if there are no outside voices, things can get pretty dangerous.
Yeah, because I would argue that people on both sides of the political spectrum look at the other one and say, like, how could you possibly believe what you are saying?
Right.
Both sides think that.
Yeah.
And so what do you do if both people think you're being deceived on the other side? That's when I cannot tell you, in the last, 2 months, I have been reminded over and over again how important it is to maintain real life connections, real life community, and to really limit online community and online time, because that is where things get sticky. When you're just out in the world, it is so much more balanced, nuanced, kind.
Totally.
And
you're kinder to yes, absolutely. We need to see each other, talk to each other.
I would argue most of the people in that film spend a lot of time online.
Yep, I think the smartest one in that film was that little boy at the very end.
Yeah.
He said, I think that we're all fools and that they were really playing us, because look at how they got my dad to go on his phone for 6 hours a day. And that kid was really saying, I wish my dad were with me for those 6 hours, or playing or engaged. Yeah. That was sad.
Yeah, man. If you can stomach it, you should watch it. It's on HBO. This Place Rules. It took me 3 sessions. Like I couldn't do it all at once because it's so like. Oh,
I had to watch it as I was simultaneously giving myself a manicure, so I was like engaged with something else and like watching like through my fingers.
Yeah, it's a tough watch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I need to wrap it up, but. So, okay, scam baiting, BBB, you get it. Oh, thank you so much to Christy, who donated on our website. You know how we have that section of our website that's like, you can donate a bottle of wine or a glass of wine to us or like whatevs. And, most people these days will either join Patreon or they'll buy merch. And then every so often we get somebody that'll just say, here's some dough. And I'm like, when I go to Denver and see Sarah, we'll have like a bottle of wine on Christy.
Oh my God, how fun. Yeah. I love that.
So thank you to
Christy. It's the best.
Okay. I guess the last thing I'll talk about is, gosh, there's never enough time.
I know.
Okay, I'm going to squeeze in two things. Number one,
Okay.
I watched a clip from Carson. I watch Carson Tonight Show every night on YouTube for a little bit, and I just find it so fun. And there was a clip of Bill Cosby on there, right? And so it's like the mid-'80s. It's his peak, sort of like Bill Cosby show. He's the man. And I thought, I have not seen his comedy in a very long time, and I almost forget what he was like at his best.
Yeah.
And I thought, I want to watch this and see if it's even funny to me now or whatever. Because you know how people are always debating, like, can you separate the artist from the art? And I'm watching it, and my God, it was good. I was really stunned, actually, at how funny it was.
Oh, no.
Because I thought, this probably doesn't even stand up. It's probably outdated and stupid. And it was so good. And I thought, what a waste. This man was ruined. Can you believe he's going on tour this year?
No.
Yeah. He's going on tour. The balls.
It took me a moment to put together what you just said.
Yeah. Because he's out of prison, of course, because of a technicality. And he is launching a tour. And I bet I bet a lot of people will go because he means a lot to a lot of people. And I can understand how you would struggle to accept that he may have done what I believe he did. And, they called him America's father at that time. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that because I didn't expect to feel that way and to think it was funny given what I know about him. Okay. And then I'm sure you've heard about it because it's everywhere. New York Times did an article this week about it. That hooker in she was a romance novelist who faked her death. I love it so much.
Wait, the romance novelist who faked her death?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Okay, this lady writes romance novels. And then at some point a couple years ago, her daughter posted on the Facebook group of her fans, like, hey, she died by suicide. So like the end. And then a couple days ago in January, she came back online and was like, hey, like my family just did what they thought was best for me, but I'm back. I'm not dead. Let the fun begin. And thought everyone was just going to be okay with it.
We were all going to be like cool with it?
Yeah, especially since they even did like
or not have any questions?
Where yeah.
No.
Yeah. Like they even did that, which it'd be one thing if you
fucked
just
up.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you're like because as somebody who's, has a public presence or something, I could get it.
Right. We just talked about that.
If shit hit the fan, if something really bad, tragic happened in my life or whatever, and I just was like, I want to just disappear.
Yeah. I want to be anonymous. I need to get out of here.
I get that.
But. And, okay, so you don't do a GoFundMe. You don't take people's money, number one. And you don't come back. That is a permanent choice. Yeah. You don't say I'm okay
because
now.
What it smells like to me is a little bit like the next door neighbor of those people who do their own funerals.
Absolutely. Because you want to see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe
this is somehow related to or closely
you are
next
so right,
door.
Sarah.
Yeah. It's that vibe. The vibe is I want to see how people respond to and living kind of in the fantasy world, which I can imagine a romance author would already be like, it's unrealistic. Your idea,
dramatic,
totally in the same way that we've talked on here 1 bajillion times about how a lot of Disney tropes and just the idea of Prince Charming is and creating that fantasy for women or girls that somebody's going to come and rescue you and blah, 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 how dangerous that a lot of those romance novels may be sometimes kind of so I can see this person. I'm like writing my own fan fiction like novel about her in my head, and exactly who this person is. Yeah, this screams low self-esteem to me.
I don't want to love it, but I love it so much. Like, I love how fucked up it is. And like, you're right. I understand that impulse. Right before we started recording, Sarah and I were saying how sometimes that idea is appealing to, like, just go offline and not have a Instagram or Facebook. It's a lot. It's noisy.
It's a lot. Right.
But to do a GoFundMe and then to be like, anyway, hi, I'm back.
Yeah. It's the GoFundMe there where she fucked up, because anything else is just, you're
just lying.
Online.
It's not a crime.
Yeah. It's not a crime, but now it's a crime. Fools.
I love it. All right. So much always to talk about. Bernie Madoff. Woo! Intensity. Cursing the Chippendales. Much lighter, yet more death. So
I'm going to watch that.
Please do.
I'm gonna watch it with Eli. I'm gonna be like, Susie said it was so good.
Well, because if you're into that, boy, it really is. Titillating.
It could be fun. Yeah. Tits.
One of the guys married a regular, so there is hope.
Oh, wow!
He was real sweet. He had dyslexia, and I said, Adam, this guy reminds me of you. He's so nice. He was like, I thought my body was good, but I never thought I had anything else. It was so sweet.
Oh. See, look at us. We're like, strippers with a heart of gold.
Totally. Sarah, you're so right. Fuck. Okay, yeah, we're cougars. All right, we admit it. And then Instagram, get your act together. Let tits on there. What the heck?
Come on. Free the nip, would ya?
Yeah.
That's what I gotta do to get some tit.
All right, we're over. I gotta go. I love you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.